Task management is something that most of us struggle with. We try to remember everything that we would like to do, but we often forget them in a matter of days. This is where productivity apps come into play. Today, we'll be looking at how I organize and manage a major portion of my life using my favorite productivity app, Notion. Notion is a productivity management and note taking app that has been getting a lot of attention these days. The thing that separates Notion from other productivity/note taking apps is the customizability that it offers. I use Notion for managing pretty much everything in my life, from MS applications to my reading list and even this YouTube channel. Let's take a look at my Notion workspace. As you can see, I have only one workspace containing various dashboards along the left side. Starting off with the main dashboard, here I have 4 sections: today's tasks, Scratchpad, calendar, and task list. Today's tasks display all the pending tasks that are supposed to be done today. Right now there's nothing in this section because I use it only for those tasks that don't fall under any of the other dashboards that I have. Let's say I have a Zoom call today at 10 p.m. So I can create a task for it. Let's give it a title and give it a category, and I can even assign an emoji to this task. Or I can just select the meeting template that I had created and it will do the rest. It has even added this minutes of meeting heading as a part of the template. Based on your needs, you can create and customize your own templates. Now I can create more tasks and they will show up here. And if I complete any task, I can click on this checkbox and the task will disappear. This is because this section only shows the pending tasks for today. Scratchpad is just to jot down anything important that comes to my mind. I often use it as a to-do list, as you can see here. So I've got 2 items in my to-do list. I can add more if I want or check the items off and it automatically gets crossed. It is super handy to have a Scratchpad because as humans, not all of our thoughts are organized, especially when we are in a hurry and we just want to type out something raw and not worry about spending extra time organizing it. The calendar just gives me a bird's eye view of my tasks across the entire month. Notice these tasks? These are the ones that we created a few minutes back in this today's task section. Now let's say I want to postpone this task to 21st May. I can just drag and drop it here. And if you open it, you can see that the due date has been modified automatically. Also notice that this task is no longer being displayed in today's task section because it only shows those tasks that have the due date as today. And same as before, if I check this box, the task will disappear from the calendar as well as the today's task section. Also, I can change the view from pending to all, and now it will display all the tasks irrespective of whether they are completed or not. Below the calendar, we have the task list. The task list is the actual database, while the calendar and today's tasks are just the views of this database. So all the tasks are stored in this database in tabular form and they are filtered and displayed in the calendar and today's tasks. This means that all of these 3 dashboards are linked together. So if I add a task in the calendar, it will show up in the task list, and if I delete it from the task list, it disappears from the calendar as well. Moving on to my YouTube dashboard. Here I have a single database called Videos, which contains all of my published as well as upcoming videos. This is where I ideate, plan and script all of my upcoming videos. Every video has some properties like the title, status, start date, publish date, category and playlist. As you can see, I'm currently shooting this video, and since this video is not relevant to any of my existing playlists, let's go ahead and create one. I'm just gonna name it as Tech and Tools. And just like that, we have assigned a playlist to this video. I can change the view to published videos, and now it will display all of my published videos ordered from latest to oldest. The table also displays other useful information like the category, playlist and starting and publishing dates. There is even a group by playlist and group by category view that I use to see what videos I have published under each playlist or category. Another helpful view is the Kanban view grouped by status. This is helpful if I'm working on multiple videos simultaneously, and if for example I'm done shooting this video, I can drag and drop it under editing tab and its status will change automatically. The last view here is the gallery view, which displays each video as a card with the thumbnail of that video. Going back to the published view, Each of these entries in the database is a page in itself. If I open my last video on MS Application Timeline, you can see the title along with the properties of the video, like the video link and the tech gear used in making this video. Also, I've put the video thumbnail as the cover image for this page for the gallery view to work properly. Every video's Notion page has these 4 sub-pages. In the script page, I have written the scripts for this particular video. Similarly, the description page contains the video description and the tags page contains the video tags from my keyword research. Lastly, I use the notes page to plan out my videos before scripting. These 4 pages along with some properties are added by default if I create another video using the video template. Let's go ahead and create a new video and open it as a page. Right now there is nothing in this page, but if I select video template, the YouTube icon is now added and the status and gear properties are set automatically. Also, the 4 sub-pages automatically appear. Looking into the script, we can see the script template is ready for us to edit. Same goes for the video description. This level of customizability is the best thing about Notion. It gives us the freedom to design our own databases and templates and link them however we want. At the bottom of the YouTube dashboard, I have some related resources and tools along with a reminder for some recurring tasks to improve my video production quality. Next, let's take a look at my library. It has a single database containing information about all of my books. It's currently in the table view, displaying all of my books along with their properties such as the author's name, status, genre, date started and date finished. You can see that I'm currently reading Make Time by Jake Knapp and John Zeratsky. Once I'm done reading, I'll change the status to finished and assign a finish date to this book. Now, if I change the view from all to finished, it will only show those books that I have finished reading. Similarly, there is a view that displays the books that I am yet to read. The last view is the gallery view, which displays my finished books along with their cover pages. And if I open any of these, it contains the highlights that I had taken while reading that book. Now, if I want to add a new book to the list, I can click on the new button and select the book template. Just type in the title, author's name, date started, status, and genre. Notice the highlights heading is automatically added in the page thanks to the powerful feature of Notion templates. At the bottom of the page, I have a drive link to all of my books as well as my Kindle ID. Enough talking about my library. Now let's take a look at my notes. So I have 7 different notes neatly organized in a gallery view. There's also a list view which displays them in a list. Let's open my programming notes. Inside this page, I have 3 sub-pages. And if I open the Git page, you can see that I have more sub-pages inside it. Notion allows us to nest unlimited pages inside other pages in any hierarchy. Let's open my notes for Git commands. Below the title, I've placed a breadcrumb which displays where we are currently located inside the notes database. Below that, I've placed a table of content which dynamically updates as we add or remove notes within this page. Now, if I want to take a look at my notes for commit, I can just click here and it will take me to that part of the notes. Here, I have 3 toggle buttons which show or hide the content, and I've also used these code blocks to display my code neatly. Coming down, these are callout cards which can be used to note down anything important. Now, let's take a look at my notes for merging Git repositories. Here, I've also attached images to my notes for visualization. In some of my other notes, I have embedded links to the original source as well. So when it comes to note taking in Notion, possibilities are endless. All you have to do is explore. By the way, I will be making a detailed video on note taking using the Notion app, so don't forget to subscribe. I use Notion for managing a ton of other things, including my website, which extracts all of its contents from this Notion database. So if I need to change anything in my website, I can just change it in this database and the website gets updated automatically. I use this app so extensively that it's just not possible to discuss everything in a single video. In my upcoming videos, I will teach you how to make your own amazing websites using Notion just like mine. Also, if I update my Notion workspace in the future to optimize my workflow, you'll be the first ones to know. So if you're new here, consider subscribing as it motivates me to keep adding more value to your life through my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.